going on? Y'all see, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I see we got a Missouri drop, Mass, Florida. Man, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Yap. I am Jay, of course, Mr. Yapper himself. And I appreciate y'all for joining. I believe we are on part 16, 17. I think it's 16. Part 16, episode 16. And got many more to go. But definitely, I appreciate y'all for joining. Welcome in. I appreciate all the states. I'm telling y'all see the map, right? I'm not BSing. About putting a pin on where everybody from. Obviously, if you're from the same area, you might have one pin representing. But I got it going. Y'all see it right here. I got everything smoothing. So we got a whole bunch of stuff going on in the United States that y'all can see. Obviously, that's going to be a majority. Outside of this, we got a St. Lucia's. We got the UK. We got South Africa. And then we have New Zealand. That is crazy. I'm missing in Australia. I'm working on it. I know I had like 2 or 3 Aussies. So I appreciate y'all. I'm definitely trying to pin down where everybody's listening from. It is truly a beautiful thing that we all can come together and just have a great time, great vibes, get whatever you have off your chest, safe space. Y'all don't ever have to worry about any type of toxic content. I had somebody ask me the other night about collabing with Blake, and it's stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm just not into the chaotic stuff of content. I enjoy my little bubble. This is a little different. TikTok, if some of y'all know me from TikTok, I will say some crazy stuff and be on the wrong side of TikTok. But I've tuned it down, especially ever since censorship gone up. I'm not trying to get banned. That's not the goal. So I've tuned it down, but I've been on the wrong side of TikTok a lot of times. But it's never disrespecting anybody. I'll never do that. Some people just don't like certain realities, and I'm not really afraid to say that. So I appreciate y'all saying y'all love the map. I'm definitely going to continue to add to it. I see Vermont, man, Vermont, what is going on? I've been to Vermont. I've lived in Vermont for 2 years. Crazy, facts about me. Lived in Vermont for 2 years, one of the most beautiful places that I've ever been to in my life. If Vermont wasn't in Vermont, I would live in Vermont. And you know what I'm talking about, too. The new home is great. I am loving it. It truly does feel like a real home. You know what I mean? Like, I've always been transparent. Like, I come from apartments, and there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? I'm definitely blessed, so I'm not downplaying that at all. Like, our apartments have always been great. But this is like the first year we had it was a nice townhouse, but somewhat small for a toddler boy. It's very chaotic. And by God's grace and blessings, we were able to upgrade to a bigger house. So multiple bedrooms. I got my own room. This is new to me. I haven't had my own room in forever. I've always been like on the fly. Like, if y'all go see some lives from earlier this year, y'all will see some of those lives in my son's room. Like, I'll be all over the place just trying to find a quiet place to go live, do some content. I might go upstairs in like the little loft area and do some. That was from majority of my videos and content and lives came from there. But there were plenty of videos that y'all will see on there. I mean, literally in my son's room with his dinosaur bed in the back. So it's beautiful now having my own room. It is really great. Michigan, Philly, Canada, another Canada. We got some Canada up there. It's hard. It's hard to see, but we got some Canada's up there. Miami, gotta add a Miami pin. Portugal, okay. Cali, that's dope. That's dope. I appreciate y'all. Please continue to drop your state. Don't be afraid or hesitate to drop your state, even if we're in the middle of talking about something. Because I go through all the comments. I'm able to filter it by state. Just type in state in the filter and it brings up everything and everybody. So don't be afraid to drop your state. But yes, please, first and foremost, hit the like button on your way in or on your way out. If you just dropped in and say what's up, and now you finna hit the sheets, head to bed, whatever. I completely understand. My son graduates tomorrow. I'm not that old now. Don't do me like that. I'm not that old. My son is graduating from his 2 and 3-year-old class and moving on. So he's graduating tomorrow. So super excited about that. Kind of, I don't know. It's all hitting me at the same time. Like doing stuff like this, and now you got a kid graduating his class, and it's like, I don't know, man. Life is truly, truly, truly beautiful. And I'm enjoying every step of the way as a parent. And for the ones that don't know, this is public, or I wouldn't say public information. Whenever we're live, I speak on it. I guess you would say public information. I've said it in many videos before, but another son on the way. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Definitely loving life, even though it is very crazy right now, as far as like so many worldly things going on. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's hard to kind of block out that noise. It's like Trump's crazy. Trump's doing this thing. You got gas prices directly affecting us. And sometimes that's hard to ignore. Like, we can kind of ignore Trump doing crazy stuff. You can kind of ignore that a little bit. But as far as like gas prices going up and then all these other inflation, all these things, it can be very overwhelming when you focus on like the worldly things. So sometimes you have to just focus on you, your family, make sure everybody's straight, and just living in the moment, living in the present, enjoying exactly where your feet are, and control what you can control. All that other stuff, I might talk about it, but I'm not stressing over it. You know what I mean? You only can control what you can control. Outside of that, can't do nothing about it. Paid $5 a gallon today. Yeah. It's crazy. I think I've been making some videos, and like about a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, gas was like 410. That's high for us. So a lot of people would be like, 410. I wish it was 410 for me. It's $6. Well, I'm like, you got to go with the cost of living, right? So where I'm at, 410 is high. Where you are, $6, $4 of gas is a normal day. So this is what it is. But literally 3 weeks ago it was 410, and now it is 430. So that is crazy. You're talking about 20 cents in 3 weeks. That is insane. So it's I don't know, man. We'll see. Trump said we won the war back in March. So I guess it's going pretty well. All right, let's see. Okay. Now that we got majority everybody in, majority of the Yap community in, let's get to it. So, if I didn't forget, if I've already said it, my bad, but please hit the like button on your way in or on your way out. Make sure you hit the sub button as well. We are on the road to 22K subs. And I definitely appreciate all the support along the way. We got a little bit to talk about tonight, some good things to talk about tonight. So, obviously, we always like to do a Candace recap. That way we can kind of, whatever y'all heard today, let it out, get it off your chest. Because I know how it is. It's hard to talk to anybody in your family about anything Candace related. And not just that, a lot of other things too. But, I think a lot of this space was originally created back in December, January-ish. It might have been a little bit before that. Yeah, I think it was before that. The first time I think the backup account on TikTok was created back in like November-ish. And I literally created it because When I first felt like something was off with Erika, I couldn't talk to nobody about it. I had nobody to talk to about it. So I was like, bro, I gotta get this off my chest. Something is off, something is wrong. But I didn't want to say it on my main page because I feel like we all knew something was off deep down, but we didn't want to be the person that was like, you know what I mean? It was a very sensitive topic. So I was like, man, I'm gonna create a backup page. This is before YouTube. I wanted to create a backup page because I was like, bro, nobody's following me. It's a brand new page. I'm not getting paid. So you know what? Bump it. I'm gonna just say whatever I gotta say on the backup page. Who cares? I'm not on TikTok's payroll, so they're not gonna really worry or whatever. And then literally from there, when I would say, like, man, something is going on, you know, bringing up Erika, bringing up all these different things. And then boom, so many people started resonating. Like, bro, I have nobody to talk to about this and blah, blah. Like, and then it literally went from there of everybody just being able to finally have a place to go to and talk about this type of stuff. And then obviously YouTube was created in January. Well, not created, but you know, it's a whole story. I already told it. But so with Candace bringing up, you know, the Daily Mail, because that's one of the first things that I definitely want to hit on. I feel like at this point, we can confidently say, we talked about this 2 nights ago, that the video doesn't exist. The video doesn't exist. The Daily Mail would never be in cahoots with Turning Point USA. Erika Kirk would never be in cahoots with Turning Point USA. Oh, my fault. Erika Kirk would never be in cahoots with the Daily Mail, nor would Andrew Kovett. It was just talking trash about the Daily Mail. Andrew Kovett a couple months ago, and Erika, she did that when she came from the White House dinner. They was both talking trash about the Daily Mail. Now all of a sudden, Turning Point USA wants to release a secret video to the Daily Mail. Now, this is what was crazy to me because I don't want to let's not go back too far about the Daily Mail. We talked about that on Saturday as far as them saying they have the video. They don't have the video. But somebody brought to my attention something very interesting. And I felt like it was so disingenuous. And I'm going to blame Erika every single time because, yes, I'm biased. I don't like the woman. I don't. However, even if I take that bias away, she's still the CEO of the company. So I'm going to assume she knew certain things were going to happen and she would greenlight certain things. Or let's just say she had no say so and something was to happen and she finds out that she doesn't like, she can veto every decision and take it down. But somebody brought to my attention last night that the Daily Mail used a specific screenshot, kind of like a thumbnail, to hint that it was a secret video of Charlie Kirk saying that, you know, I appoint my wife Erika as CEO if something happens to me, blah, blah. The Daily Mail used a specific screenshot, and I want to pull it up really quick. Okay. This is it right here. This is the screenshot that the Daily Mail used as like somewhat of a thumbnail because it kind of looks like it's a secret video. Because off of face value, if you look at this video, like if you look at the screenshot, you're like, oh, this looks kind of personal. You know, nobody really could think of a video off the top of their head off of this screenshot alone, right? And the Daily Mail used this, as you can see in the title as well, bombshell secret video of Charlie Kirk naming his true Turning Point successor days before assassination. So we're not idiots. We're not big dummies. We're not going to let these people gaslight us, right? Remember that. Remember the title and remember this thumbnail of the picture they chose to use. Now, somebody did some digging and they found out where that video came from. And you wouldn't believe it. Pulling it up right now. Here's the video. I think we can all clearly see that it matches. I just want to freeze it there just so everybody can confirm. Yes, it's the same picture. It's the same video. And listen to what Charlie is talking about in it.
Everybody, I'm here in South Korea. By the way, I'm here at a park at night. That's the most dangerous thing that I just saw, which was a black cat. No bums, no people trying to attack you. It's amazing. Crime is a choice. And here in South Korea, they decide not to put up with crime. We should do the same. Anyway, this is a statue here to General Douglas MacArthur. It's pretty amazing testimony here. South Korea only exists because of the United States of America. Never let anyone tell you that America is a bad country. Korea was attacked by the communists, the Chinese communists, and the communist forces, and America decided to step up. And Douglas MacArthur led the charge and really built what is now modern-day South Korea. If it was not for American intervention, South Korea would not exist. And this amazing country, tens of millions of people, incredible companies, very charitable, very sweet, would not exist, and it would be a totalitarian nightmare like North Korea, where you can't visit, you can't speak, and you're just propagandized and brainwashed. America's a great country, everybody. And we could also learn a lot from South Korea. South Korea is not as wealthy as we are, but they have clean parks, clean streets, no bums, no homeless, and it's perfectly safe at night. What a concept. Wish I could do this in Chicago.
That is the video that this screenshot was referencing. You can't make it up. You can't make this up. And they knew what they were doing. This was, I don't believe in coincidences at all. And I think that's the title of the video. You can't make this up. Not only is the video not saying he's appointing Erika Kirk as CEO, not only is that not what the video is about, the video is about something totally different, irrelevant to the situation. He's talking about South Korea and how good it is there. And they use that as the thumbnail in the article saying that the Daily Mail has the secret video. And I saw somebody say that they knew exactly what the video was. Shout out to you, because I knew that. I mean, we all know the video is fake. We all know that. But when I saw the screenshot, I was like, where did this come from? Like, I couldn't even think of it. And yeah, long and behold, it's on Turning Point USA's TikTok. He was filming a TikTok. That's why it looks so, front camera facing, unprofessional type content. He was filming a TikTok. And they took that and said that this is the secret video. That's sick. And then it cracked me up because matter of fact, I'm sorry. I also want to make sure that this person gets credit because I'm not one of those type of people. I just want to make sure, just in case I cover my bases. Crystal Smalling, she is actually a friend of the show. She watches and stuff and follows, so that's pretty dope. Crystal Smalling found that video and posted it on X, and it started to go viral and stuff. And I know some people said they knew what the video was. We're talking about like posting it and bringing it to everybody's attention in a content type way. Crystal Smalling posted the video and said, hey, I know exactly where that video came from. It took some digging, but here it is. And that's absolutely crazy. And then somebody also brought up something that was so, I didn't even think of it this way. And it's so simple. And it's, if you're going to use a screenshot, right? Why couldn't they at least screenshot the actual secret video? If you're gonna screenshot this random TikTok, then just screenshot the actual video. Just screenshot the actual video. You don't have to show any donors. You don't have to have any. Well, we already heard the audio. But just screenshot the actual video. That way we can at least say, oh, okay, I don't think I've ever seen that video of Charlie before. That does seem like he's, you know what I mean? Give us something. And but that's what they chose to do. They chose to grab a TikTok video, lie to us. And again, I'm going to blame Erika Kirk. I'm going to. I will be the bad cop. Matter of fact, y'all, they are lucky that I don't have like the team and the private investigators and the people that do the digging and the research. They are lucky. I swear they are lucky. I don't have that because I play bad cop. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about respecting, respect the widow. I don't know you. I don't know you. So I'm gonna call it how I see it. I don't. That's just what it is. I'm not doing that. So like Candace, I know she has some respect, even though she's pissed off at Erika lying to her. She is, but she does have, somewhat of a line, I would say. Baron sometimes gets in there. He's bad cop, but sometimes they don't go. You know what I mean? I don't really have a filter for real. I promise you, I would literally get on there and just if I found out some information and I feel suspicious about it, I would definitely bring it forward and say, Erika, you full of it, bro. You full of crap. I would air them out. The kids, not that I would like, deep dive into who the kids actually are. But I've been said them kids ain't hers. Ben said them kids ain't hers. I don't care about that. I'm not attacking the kids in any type of way. The kid that you tried to bring to the table to tell me that you was where you was trying to prove where you were, those ain't your kids. So like I don't care about any of that. Somebody is dead in this situation. Somebody is gone forever. So there's no lick of respect that I have to give you when somebody's dead. That person can't feel no more. That person has no choice. So like for the ones that have heard my take before on like Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson, I know they kind of like on a different path. I feel like Tucker Carlson is kind of like on his way to maybe being in office one day. So maybe that's why he's trying to just keep his hands clean. But anybody that claims to really be Charlie's friend, and I really can't believe it sometimes that you got folks like these small content creators and YouTubers like myself and others that I feel like I'd be way more pissed off at the things that be going on than Charlie's friends. Right? These people that have platforms where Charlie came on their platform. Right? I don't think I could. I already it would never go a day. I would never go a day without remembering what they did to Charlie, bro. I would never go a day. There's not a single day that goes by where I would forget what they did to Charlie. It has truly, truly sparked something inside of me that is just insane. So when I see people that had Charlie on their platform and he spoke to them, they can call him a real friend. They had direct contact to him, right? Like, oh, look, I was texting him there and that. I'm just like, okay, so if you was this close to him, bro, then what's up with you? What? Like, I'm just being real. Again, I don't really care. I'm not friends with everybody, bro. This is not one of them type of channels where I just try to be cool with everybody because one day we might collab. And I don't care about any of that. I question Tucker Carlson, right? And I'm gonna again preface Tucker is cool. I rock with him. I rock with his content. I really do. He's a cool dude. So I'm not taking that away at all as somebody that's like, I just don't like him just because. No, no, no. He is cool. I love his content, bro. If it was a Tucker Candace ticket for 2028, I would be voting for them. Regardless of who was the president, who was the VP, I would be voting for them. But with Tucker Carlson specifically, you know, I just don't understand when Charlie was his friend first. He always talks about how Erika is his dear friend. But when you hear the story of, you know, him and Charlie and all of that, he was friends with Charlie first. He was friends with Charlie and then he met Erika. And I don't know about y'all. My loyalty is with my friend. My friend first. If you're his wife or if you're a girl and you're the husband, whatever the case may be, my loyalty is not with you. I know you just through association, through affiliation, through my friend. And if something happens to him, we no longer have nothing to talk about. Nothing. If something happens to him, we have nothing else to talk about. Yet alone if something like this happens to my friend. Something like this happens to my friend. And I'm hearing all these different things about you. There's not a chance in hell that I'm about to sit up here and act like that don't bother me. I would be calling her out. I would be on her head, bro. And that's what frustrates me about the people that say Charlie was a dear friend. Charlie was a dear friend. Y'all don't act like it. But again, they try to save face, right? They try to save face. They don't want to be the person that's like, oh, I'm trying to run for president one day, so let me not say too much. All that. I don't care. I don't care. I don't plan on being anywhere near them heavy into politics. I don't want to do that because you got to do weird stuff to get on the scene. They don't like anybody that's authentic. So I know I would never want to be on that scene. But when I hear Tucker, when I hear Megyn Kelly, and I'm sure there are many others, those are two that just, I don't even want to get into Brandon Tatum. Brandon Tatum has actually admitted that Charlie was a friend, but Candace is like his dog. Like Charlie is not somebody that he would call first. You know what I mean? So I'm going to let Brandon Tatum slide. I don't like him. I don't like him. I'm going to let him slide, though, in this conversation. But Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson, I don't know why they let go the things that they let go. If they are considering, if they're saying that, if they're claiming that Charlie Kirk was their friend, I don't know what they got going on. I don't know what they got going on. And yes, I was literally just about to say that. As soon as Joe Kent came out and said what he said, you could see the spark in Tucker Carlson's eye a little bit when he was just like, wow, is that really happening? And it's like, duh, we've been saying that, bro. Been saying that. Been saying that. But I guess whatever. Sure, Joe Kent was the first person that made you say, oh, the conspiracies might be on to something. The conspiracy theorists might be on to something. And you could see it started turning for him. And some people were like, I think he already kind of was turning. The wheels were kind of spinning. But I'm like, bro, you ain't acting like it. You're not acting like it, bro. And I'm just trying to figure out the main reason I'm bringing up Tucker is because he brings up, and it's Megyn too. The reason I bring up those two specifically is because they continue to shield, like whatever conversation they have, they don't want to say too much out of respect of Erika. Them two love to say that. Tucker don't like to say much because I just saw something the other day of Tucker being like, yeah, he was interviewing with somebody. He was on somebody else's podcast, or he was getting interviewed. And he said that he texted Erika like a couple weeks ago or something like that. So Tucker and Megyn, for some reason, they don't want to say too much because of their relationship with Erika. And that junk bothers me a lot. It does. Bump that girl, bro. Bump Erika. That junk don't matter. Charlie's dead. That was your real friend. And now we're sitting here. Oh, I'm getting pissed off because it's just like, we just watched these folks come up with an AI clip of Erika. I'm 30 minutes in. I was not supposed to talk this long, but again, this is the yapping part that comes with it. I'm sorry. I am not a professional. We're gonna talk about this, and this, and go through the timeline. I'm just a yapper. When they created this AI clip of Erika walking out to, I appoint my wife as CEO if something happens to me. And I think we can now confirm that it's fake. And now they're doing all these different weird things to, I don't know what they're trying to do. But obviously they're lying to the Daily Mail. This video doesn't exist. It's stuff like this where I'm like, Tucker, where you at, bro? Where you at for your friend, for Charlie? Megan, where you at? Y'all want to defend Erika so hard, but do you see what's going on? Tucker, what about the fake kids? Megan, what about the fake kids? The AI clip of fake Charlie saying that, how does that not bring Megan in? I don't know, man. I don't know. It just bothers me, bro. And again, it's because their main reason on why they don't want to hit on that topic is because of Erika. If it was because of anybody else, I'd be like, all right, bro. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't want to talk about the Charlie situation because I'm not trying to, I don't know. Because me, I'm like, I'm gonna talk about whatever, but I'm not them. But their main point is that I don't want to talk about this Charlie Kirk investigation out of respect of Erika. And that's what pisses me off. And a lot of people won't say it, right? Candace won't say it. Nothing against these people. You know what I mean? I'm just pointing it out. Candace won't say it, right? And I mean, you can think of anyway. Barron hasn't said it either. I will say it. Tucker and Megan pissed me off by saying Charlie Kirk was a good friend to them, but they don't want to say too much out of respect of Erika. That pisses me off. Because I don't know. I'm just a regular guy that seen what I saw on a random Wednesday afternoon when I was at the park with my son, right? We can all remember where we was at when Charlie got, whatever happened to Charlie. We all remember where we was at. I was at the park with my son on a random Wednesday. And I remember that. I would never forget that. So that when I hear them say that, oh, out of respect of Erika, I won't. Erika, you hold no weight in this conversation. Again, for the last time before I move on, my loyalty resides with my friend who was murdered. The fact that you're acting weird, let me find out. That's how I would be if I was a friend. Let me find out, because you're acting very suspicious. You can't answer certain questions. You lying about kids within the pictures. Let me find out that audio was fake. Let me find out, because I care about my friend. So let me find out. And if I find out that audio is fake and you just walked out on stage to this fake dead Charlie saying that he appointed you as CEO, if I find out about that, you better hope that the police get to you before I do. That's just how I be coming about my friend. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? These people that are in politics just, they like to save face. They don't want to get their hands too dirty and stuff like that. But that's why personally I rock with Candace a lot, because Candace is the closest person, right? She still refrains from talking about certain things, but she's the closest person to what somebody with like normal emotions would act like or say. That's why a lot of us rock with her, because for somebody with her platform, she just tell it how it is. She's the closest person to that. But that's just me. They better be lucky I ain't got 7 million subs. They better be lucky I don't have the White House texting me. Well, I'm probably lucky, because maybe they're afraid for other reasons that I just don't know. This is the luxury of living the normal life of a normal human being. Maybe. I just know that once Charlie died, Erika, none of what you're talking about matter. That's just how I feel. But yeah, it's just it's crazy. It's crazy. Before I get to the next, to the Romanian Angels. Before I get to that, let me read some of y'all comments, because the Romanian Angels will be the topic of the night. So let me read some of y'all comments before we get to it. There's no actual video. They just playing games. Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. Gary, Gary being exposed for being paid by the Department of Defense. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Bro's a Fed. Bro is a Fed. And the fact that they're paying him for his services on things that he don't even own or create. He's a Fed. And I knew something, everybody knew something was off, because his content just completely did an entire 180. And now he's just a widow warrior, a Shalami soldier. But when Candace brought that up today, oh my gosh, that just, please expose all the Feds. I need to know. Look, I wasn't gonna name drop Tucker because I feel like he's at least been neutral. Yeah, I'll name drop him. I'll name drop him. There ain't no neutral when people die. Not with me. Maybe with him. Maybe. Ain't no neutral when somebody die. You with me or you against me? Because our friend just died. He ain't coming back. And you know what? I'm gonna try not to get myself reworked up because I've calmed down. But the second, I'm talking about the second Ben Shapiro opened up after Erika Kirk as a friend of Charlie's, right? Megan and Tucker, I would have, that would have been it for me. That would have been it for me. That would have been it. It's been so many, and they were there. Tucker and Megan were there, but they haven't been asked to come back since, right? And I think I've heard Tucker say that one time in the interview. He was like, he doesn't. He even admits that Turning Point USA has been hijacked by donors and all that other stuff. Like, he admits it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he is acknowledging something is going on, and he just still doesn't react in the way I selfishly want him to. Matter of fact, not even that. Anybody that claims that they are a friend to Charlie, I expect you to react a certain way. If you don't, you're not a friend to Charlie. That's just how I feel. He knows that it's something off of Erika. He knows. He's acknowledged it. All of his concerns with Joe Kent, that's the crazy part. How are you? The wheels are spinning with him with Joe Kent. And he's like, I can't believe they blocked the investigation, blah, 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 all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, Tucker. So what about the fact that Erika knows this same information and doesn't care? She's not as upset as you are. She's still talking about Tyler Robinson. You sitting there upset about Joe Kent. Why isn't she upset about Joe Kent? And then he's out of respect for Erika. Okay, bro. Oh, okay. And again, I like him. But I just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Thank you for the dono. Thank you for supporting the channel. Tucker mentioned he hasn't been invited for any TPUSA events. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. He hasn't been invited to any more TPUSA events since AmFest. He doesn't find that odd or strange. He doesn't think, well, Erica, like since you've been CEO, it's been terrible. I've been invited to many of your events, and I haven't been invited to one outside of AmFest, which Charlie set up most of the speakers. So I can't even give you that credit for me being there. But ever since you have been CEO, I haven't been invited to anything. But he loves Erica. He says that I love Erica. I don't know why, bro. I don't know why. You just my partner wife. That's it. That's it. You just my partner wife. Once my partner go, you go too. We have no reason to be friends anymore. You think Tucker is starting to question things now? His last few interviews, he has been bringing up Charlie. I give Tucker a little pass because he isn't online. I mean, I've heard him bring stuff up. You know, I'm hoping one day he comes around, but he knows this whole thing is weird. He knows it. I'm skipping through some of them because I'll get to most of them at the end. So I'm skipping through some of these comments. I'm just reading a couple before I go. You'll never forget where you were on 9/10. Jay, there's no chance in hell it's genuine, so be prepared for it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nothing about any of it is genuine. You have your own room now. No need that is a fact. You got a point. You got a point. You have a point. Okay. That was pretty funny. All right, let's get into this Romanian Angels for the last part of the episode. Because it is just so odd, man. I don't believe in coincidences. I think that they don't exist, man. They don't exist. They don't exist. And I'm not talking about, you know, little ones that mean no harm. Like, for example, one guy I was at a tire shop and there was a guy that was there. No, not a tire shop. I was at the laundromat. I was on vacation. I was at the laundromat and there was a guy that was there. And I noticed him, just said what's up. And then next thing you know, I left the laundromat to go to Harris Teeter to buy some stuff, some groceries or whatever for the hotel. And this was like 3-4 miles down the street. He pulls up and it's right next to me in the parking spot. And I was like, wow, we got off at the same time. And I was like, all right. Then I go back to the laundromat to get my stuff. And then I guess he did too. I guess our laundry is at the same place. But I'm just like, what is the timing of this though? How are we both leaving the laundromat? Matt, we both get to Harris Teeter. We spend the same amount of time at Harris Teeter and we both like, that's crazy. So I'm not talking about things like that. But as far as serious as these allegations, like as far as, oh, I was in Romania around the same time Jeffrey's organization and connection was doing stuff out of Romania. Huh? That ain't no coincidence. Tyler Boyer being in Romania around the same time. That ain't no coincidence. All these different things going on. So I want to play a video that some of y'all may not have seen, but I thought it was pretty good because it gives you like a good summary of the Romanian Angels allegations, accusations surrounding Erika's name, and kind of breaks down the significance of everything. So I want to play this video. Let me see. Is Candace pregnant? I mean, I've been watching y'all comments, man. Y'all, the lady's been going crazy on her interview with Elizabeth Lane and somebody else. It was like, oh, look, yeah. I'm like, shoot, I don't know. Women are way better at noticing that type of stuff. I don't know. If so, man, she going crazy. That's like 5. It's not an episode, it's a yapisode. I like that. I like that. I like that. That's dope. All right, let me play this video really quick. And just remember, no coincidences don't exist. Oh, relax.
Children? Well, so some people are saying on social media, you can see a couple of the posts here. They claim that Kirk is banned from Romania after being accused of child. Is this right?
Erika Kirk might have been children. All right, so we got new documents being released from Romania, translated to English, talking about an organization which was under investigation for trafficking women, some of them children.
So I went down the Erika Kirk rabbit hole, and let me just say, if any of this is true, then this is insane.
The newly translated Romanian documents don't accuse Erika Kirk of anything, but what they do is literally worse. They quietly confirm that between 2012 and 2015, the exact window when Erika was operating Romanian Angels, Romanian authorities were actively investigating multiple children's charity pipelines connected to U.S. military bases. Entire sections of these reports are blacked out. Before we get into why this matters now, we need to back up, because this didn't begin with Charlie Kirk, and it definitely didn't begin after his death. It starts in Romania between 2011 and 2015.
Just remember, I just want you to just continue to remind yourself that coincidences don't exist. The way that these things line up. And I thought about it too earlier today. I'm like, okay, so Erika just wanted to help children. She wanted to help orphans, whatever. Why she didn't help nobody in America? You wanted to help children so bad that you skipped over your own city, your own county, your own state, your own region, your own country, and you chose to go help kids across the world. And I'm supposed to believe you? That's a lie. Off of that right there, right? I'm a very surface level. I'm a very surface level, common sense thinker. And if I have to use a couple of more brain cells, I will. But I'm gonna my prejudge is off of common sense first. And if I feel like I need to go a little deeper, then I will. But my common sense detector tells me if you wanted to help kids so bad, you would open up a charity for the orphans or whatever. You would open that up in your own town, in your own city. Going across the world to Romania, not going for it.
Romanian media repeatedly reported on missing children connected to orphanage-adjacent aid programs, not illegal adoptions on paper, something murkier like gift-based charities, military-linked volunteer projects, and even programs that didn't move children legally but had access to them. Romanian law at the time had already cracked down hard on international adoption after massive abuse scandals in the early 2000s. Official adoptions were rare, but access to them wasn't. Now here's where Erika Kirk enters.
Yeah, so Republicans in Israel might have shot themselves in the foot with this Charlie Kirk thing, because Erika Kirk's story is coming out and the Republicans are freaking out over it.
During that same stretch, Erika was running a nonprofit called Everyday Heroes Like You, which sponsored a project known publicly as Romanian Angels.
I believe that we all have angels in our lives, and these are my little angels from Antonio Placement Center in Constanța, Romania. Our goal with the Romanian Angels Project was to show these children the true American heart during the holiday season. And what better way to do that than having our United States military personally deliver the gifts?
The mission was simple, at least on the surface. American service members delivering gifts to orphanages near Constanza, a port city that also happens to sit next to a major NATO base. And at first glance, none of that looks suspicious until people rewatched the videos.
Before Erika Kirk got married to Charlie Kirk, she founded a group called Everyday Heroes Like You. That group had a project called Romanian Angels, which partnered with them.
And then when you really think about it, who do y'all know that gets into stuff like this? I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm not saying that those people don't exist. But again, I would imagine it would probably start locally first if you really want to get into something like this. I wouldn't think that, and I know she had several different LLCs and all that stuff. But I'm like, why did you just randomly stop? And it's going to get to the video on how it's going to get to it in the video on how Romanian Angels just kind of fizzled out after Big Jeff died. Because it's like, if you really cared about kids, then why did you just stop? Right. You have all the money in the world right now. Open up another one. Do it again. I mean, don't, because we know what you really did. You know what I mean? Like, you got all the money in the world right now. Open up another charity. Do it in the United States. Now, all of a sudden, she don't want to do it no more. Now, all of a sudden, she don't talk about it no more. I think I've seen a comment saying that why doesn't she encourage people to adopt? That's a fact. Now, all of a sudden, not that she don't care, but now all of a sudden you don't promote that stuff. Now all of a sudden you don't want to help orphans. You don't want to help victims of all of this stuff. You don't want to talk about any of that now. But all of a sudden back then you had this big old heart to go across the country and help orphans and all this other stuff. It's very strange. It's very strange. And after this video, I'm going to play a video of, I played it on my TikTok, and some of y'all probably either heard it there or you heard it before, but this is an alleged survivor, Romanian Angel survivor, that name drops Erika Kirk. And I'm going to let y'all decide on if y'all feel like if it's real or not. Obviously, it's hard to tell if anything is real or fake. And that's the funniest part about the internet. It's like people are like, if it was real, then why don't we see this? Why don't we have this? Why don't we have that? I'm like, well, if they're covering something up, it's not going to be a public article on Google, or else you would be in jail. So I hate when people try to go at conspiracies like this, because they're like, if it was real, why don't the authorities do anything about it? Because they're in on it. Like, it's so hard to talk to those people because they just, oh my gosh. If she had something to do with Romania, why didn't she get in trouble? I don't know. That's the point. It's more than just her.
Marine Corps and orphanages in Romania. Now, to fact check these rumors about Erika Kirk and her group, we looked for news articles and crime reports about this subject from both the U.S. and Romania, and we found some stories like these.
In resurfaced charity footage, Erika is seen inside Romanian orphanage spaces.
Who are you, and reveal yourself? Who are you, Mark? Who are you? There's no widow warriors allowed in this chat. You came out of nowhere with that one. I'm gonna keep an eye on you, Mark. Don't be saying something crazy. You will be eliminated.
hugging children and calling them her little angels. But she thanks a specific individual, Colonel Otto Buscher, for making the project possible.
However, I want to pay attention to this thank you message at the end that thanks Colonel Buscher.
That name might have stayed obscure, except Romanian investigative journalists had already connected Buscher years earlier to allegations surrounding trafficking happening in and around NATO compounds near Constanța.
The document mentions the years 2012 to 2015, which is when the Erika's Angels or whatever was being run. I don't see any mention of Erika Kirk's company, though, in the document. However, there are some redacted parts. So, I mean, bottom line, now you can say there is definitely smoke there when it comes to just even the fact that if they were running some sort of children American charity, type foundation in Romania during that time frame, those things were happening with other companies or corporations or charity organizations that were doing the same thing.
There's no document saying Erika knew that. But what are the chances? People were already saying Erika Kirk is banned from Romania due to sex.
I just made you a mod, Kiera. I appreciate it. Because I guess we're growing. I said Kiera. I don't know if it's Kiera but it says Kiera Michelle. We're growing. So I guess you're right. We do need some mods. Because something's a little shady going on.
Allegations. Just saying, to make things worse, when online creators started translating long-forgotten Romanian reports, they noticed something unsettling. Investigations into trafficking routes involving military-adjacent NGOs existed in those exact years, but the names of certain American organizations were completely redacted. As this resurfaced, another thread started gaining traction: Erika's early rise. Before most people knew her as Charlie Kirk's wife, she was Miss Arizona under the Trump pageant system, deeply embedded in conservative political circles at a young age, and reportedly connected to high-level donors very early on.
Okay, so y'all are telling me that Erika Kirk used to model for Trump or was in Trump's pageants, that she used to work for a ministry in Romania and was banned from there.
So everyone started questioning how she transitioned so quickly from pageants to nonprofit leadership to political influence, especially overseas. Now, to be clear, none of that is illegal. But around the same time these Romanian clips started circulating, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett went viral for openly stating that Epstein wasn't just one man, but a protected system, and Erika's name landed in the middle of it. If only Erika had stayed a low-key grieving wife, none of this would have happened. But she took Charlie's CEO position way too soon, and
that's the part that people don't. Crystal, what's going on? We just talked about you about 20 minutes ago for you breaking that story on that whole Daily Mail Charlie Kirk in South Korea video. But that's the part that people don't realize when it comes to these organizations of these trafficking rings and stuff like that. People don't realize how hard it is to actually find the middleman or the middle woman. It would be sent like, I don't know if y'all seen Power. Power is an amazing series. A lot of episodes too. So if you haven't seen Power at all, if I'm telling you, you will be binge watching it for about 2-3 months. That's how many episodes you got to catch up on. It is a long series, or a mini series of 10 episodes. If you watch Power, the main character, his name is Ghost. His name is Ghost for a reason. You will never see Ghost. He doesn't get his hands dirty. Ghost is a ghost. So when I'm hearing these different rings and organizations, it's not easy to pin these people down because there's a middleman to a middleman. This person is not getting paid by this. It's being funneled through somewhere else. It's hard. So I think when people try to pin Erika to it, and it's like, why don't we see this? Why don't we see that? Of course, she's not going to be just publicly out there like that. Of course. But again, I don't believe in coincidence. I think that she was very close to a lot of nasty things that was going on around there. And the fact that she said, I thank Colonel Otto Busher, and then Otto Busher is named as one of the people that was dealing with some of these, victims. No, that's weird. I can't think of a single person in my life right now that affiliates themselves with somebody that is, under investigation for something as crazy as that. Then she got the pastor on with Make Heaven Crowded tour. That pastor was tied to stuff like that. How are you that close with so many people around that type of space? That's weird.
It only went downhill from there.
I think the mistake they made, and I've said on my podcast, she should never become the CEO and chairman overnight. Because now when people have questions, you got to answer them, right? You're not just a grieving widow, which there has to be respectability for and space and allowing her to be a mother. But you very quickly decided that you were equipped to be Charlie. Well, guess what? That's going to be a trial by fire, okay? Charlie had to go through it. It's painful. The public's going to go through every layer of your life. They're going to be like...
Reddit threads began connecting...
Yeah, if y'all feel like Mark is, a huge distraction, please, definitely make that call.
Romanian angels to the Antonio Placement Center, the exact orphanage shown in Erika's charity footage, which just so happens to sit less than 10 miles from the same NATO base, repeatedly implicated in Romanian media investigations. Then came the money questions. Screenshots began circulating that allegedly linked Romanian angels to donations funneled through foundations sharing board members with organizations later named in Epstein-related reporting. One of the filings included the name...
See what I'm saying? It's literally so many different funnels and channels. You won't be able to pinpoint a single entity. That's the whole point of a criminal organization. You won't be able to find head honcho. You won't be able to find where the money is going. It's hard. Right. BMF does it too. You got to, like, these crime shows, they try to gaslight us. And like, oh, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all just watch TV. The TV, it comes from somewhere. This isn't original content where they just came up with this plot of, let's come up with this whole storyline. Like, bro, it came from somewhere. These shows will literally teach y'all. Power and BMF is literally what's going on right now. And the fact that Erika was so close and tied to all of this, and the people that they were accepting money from and all of that was in the e-files. And what? I don't know anybody that was remotely close to the e-files. So I just found that very interesting. I'm going to play a little bit more before I play something that is extremely interesting.
Kirk Francevey, which is Erika's maiden name. Nobody can fully prove anything, but that didn't stop the internet.
Oh my God, you are so beautiful. How old are you? Romania.
Especially after users noticed that Romanian angels quietly dissolved around 2019, the same year the Epstein case exploded. Meanwhile, Turning Point USA entered its own storm. After Charlie Kirk's sudden death, people started pointing out that TPUSA had its own unresolved internal controversies involving young staffers, blurred HR structures, and allegations of misconduct that were allegedly handled internally rather than through formal channels. Soon, creators were connecting dots even further, like linking Colonel Busher to old Romanian articles describing illicit activity on foreign bases, pulling archived footage, matching locations, tracking timelines.
Colonel Busher and Associa United Hands Romania have proven ties to child trafficking at multiple different points of their time in Romania. According to ctnews.ro, Associa United Hands Romania had close ties with the U.S. military at the Black Sea Rotational Force 17.1 and at the Mihal Kogalsanu military base.
Then someone brought up Erika's grandfather, Carl Kenneth Francevey, who held ceremonial titles in European orders tied symbolically to knighthood and Vikings, which sent conspiracy pages into overdrive. At that point, the story stopped being about facts and became about symbolism. Fact checkers have repeatedly said there is no evidence that Erika Kirk was banned from Romania, but none of that explains why why official Romanian documents from those years are still redacted. That's why this story won't die. And as more foreign documents get translated, archived video resurfaces, and people keep digging into pre-Charlie Erika, the picture isn't getting clearer. So now ask yourself this: if nothing happened, why does so much of this remain unfinished? Well,
I mean, it's a great question. If nothing happened, why is everything redacted? If everybody's innocent and nothing truly went on, what are you redacting things for? What are you eliminating Romanian paperwork for? And, you know, the biggest problem with Erika is that she would never, ever come out and just clear the air. She just let it all go. Oh, I don't have to respond to y'all. I respond to God. That's the problem. That's why they say bad people always turn to religion. And I'm not disrespecting that at all. Like I'm religious, but I'm just keeping it real. Bad people turn to religion to avoid accountability. Because in their minds, they imagine, if God forgives me, then who are you? Right? If I confess to God behind closed doors that I used to traffic people, then why should I explain myself to you when God forgives me? And the problem with those people, that bad people that turn to religion to avoid accountability, is the fact that they make up the image of God themselves, right? They don't really know who God is, what he actually says in the word. They take a couple different Bible verses and they put it all together and they come up with this image of God that makes them feel good, a God that accepts them for everything, right? At the end of the day, they're actually making themselves God, because God is very strict, right? He has a list of things in the Bible, a whole bunch of things in the Bible that you should or should not do. It's pretty clear. But with people like Erika that wants to lead Bible 365 classes, she'll take certain Bible verses and then say, oh, that's my God. Oh, he forgives me. As long as I confess, he forgives me. No. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. It don't matter how many times you say Lord. It don't matter any of that. She's avoiding accountability. The reason she doesn't respond to anybody right now, the reason she's always like, I don't have to respond to you. I respond to the Lord. Yeah, they really believe that. She thinks that she can do all of this harm and get away with it as long as she tells God behind closed doors how evil she is. And for some reason, God forgives her. And then because of that, she's like, who are y'all? If God forgives me, I don't have to talk to y'all about anything. And so she manipulates it. She manipulates scripture. She manipulates the Bible. And then she puts it on everybody else. It makes us feel guilty. How dare you question me? Have you ever heard of somebody changing? You don't think people can change? They try to gaslight you. And it's like, bro, I'm not saying people can't change, but you can't do all the things you used to do in the past and then just not get in trouble for it because you says God forgives you. You know what, we all like, this world would be chaotic if this whole world lived off of that. We all just went crazy because we said, oh, God will forgive me. And I mean, it happens. It happens every single day. It happens every day. But that is exactly what Erika does. She is by far one of the worst human beings that I've ever seen publicly. And she doesn't address anything because she thinks that God forgave her for all of her wrongdoings. And it does not work like that whatsoever. Then secondly, there is a reason Erika is protected. There's a reason she's protected, right? Let's turn on our common sense, right? Charlie wasn't even this protected. Why is it that Erika is already in the same category as the elites? She's up there with the elites, basically. Yeah, she's up there with the elites, and so it makes you wonder how. Charlie wasn't even in the elites category when he was alive. So how did you get in this category where it doesn't matter what you do as a person or as an individual, you don't get locked up, you don't get questioned, you don't get in any type of trouble, you don't get canceled or attempted to get canceled? Nothing happens to Erika. And my only solution, the only conclusion I can come to, is that she is an elite. She is the person that's in those e-files. Something that Charlie was pushing for, to get them e-files released and unredacted. She is somebody that's in there, right? I don't believe in coincidences. That Cochran group that she did real estate with, why don't you have any sales? The Cochran group was, hopefully I said that right. The Cochran group was listed in the e-files. And then you work there and you don't have any sales or any listings or anything to show that you actually were a real estate agent. But it would make sense if you could not have anything listed on paper, because you were actually a low-key undercover housing agent for the man himself, Mr. Jeff. So you got your license, so that way you can do that part of your role for Jeff. Now it makes sense on why you had a license. I don't think it's a coincidence that these models remember a blonde housing them in New York City or whatever they was at. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think she needed her real estate license to do these things for Mr. Jeff. And I think that the reason she is protected is because she is an elite, and Charlie didn't even know it. Any normal human being would have been locked up, interrogated, something, received some scrutiny online. But for some reason, you can't talk about her. You can't say anything about her. And I think it's because she's an elite. She's an elite. Her mother, her bloodline, she's an elite. And we're finding that out now. I don't know if Charlie was like a blood sacrifice for her to get to that spot. I don't know. But the reason nobody can touch her, the reason they say nobody talk about her, the reason she's always in the White House and so connected, the reason she is under zero investigation right now, we ain't even talking about a little bit, she is not on the radar. That is because she is an elite. And that is just my opinion. She is in those e-files. And they probably won't have her name maybe specifically listed down. But it will funnel back to her work. The same way we started when it was revealed that she worked at that real estate agency, but had no listings. And then here we are again. Don't believe in coincidences. You was in Romania around the same time Big Jeff was in Romania. You was in New York with that Cochran group, whatever I don't know what they call it. That sounded crazy. You was in New York working for that real estate agency when Jeffrey was in New York. And we know that because of the e-files. Barron revealed that she was in different countries at the same time Big Jeff was in those countries. Barron revealed that Erika left reviews on different places that were listed in the e-files with Big Jeff. I don't believe in coincidences. I just don't. There's no way you're that close to somebody that's that evil. And you're just like, oh, I just so happen to. No. It's not a coincidence that she went to Romania. It's not a coincidence that Tyler Boyer was in Romania. It's not a coincidence that she knew who Mr. or Colonel not Otto Porter, that's an NBA player. Otto something, Fisher, whatever. It's not a coincidence that she thanked him. It's not a coincidence that Romanian Angels happened to fizzle out when Big Jeff died. Otto Busher, thank you. It's not a coincidence that Romanian Angels fizzled out when Big Jeff died. It's not a coincidence that Turning Point USA skyrocketed when Big Jeff died. Right? Big Jeff died. Turning Point USA gets hundreds of millions, right? I wouldn't say hundreds of millions. They went from like 40, I think that like 27 million to like 80 million a year. They still be funneling that money. They still be laundering that money. This is the last video I'm gonna play, and then I'm gonna get to y'all comments. This video right here is also interesting, and some people may have not seen this before, but this is allegedly a Romanian Angels survivor telling her testimony. So let's check this out.
Of paradise. That's what they call the ship paradise. Erika ran it. American blonde, voice like a scalpel. She never touched the children, she just priced us. Club Paradise. That's what they call the shipping containers behind the PX. Red lights, padlocks, a jukebox playing American rock while children screamed. 8-year-olds, 12-year-olds. Some so drugged they didn't know their own names. Officers in flip-flops, local tenants on leave, lobbyists and politicians.
It actually went so fast I wasn't even able to pause it. Now, a lot of people say they don't know if this is real, they don't know, and they don't know if this is fake. I don't know either. So I'm not the person saying I know for a fact that this is real. No, I don't know. I'm just bringing it to the table. That way everybody can see it, have an opinion about it. And I would love to share mine. Now, first and foremost,
Erika ran it.
She name drops Erika, right? I'm assuming she name drops Erika, American Blind. You know that it could be general. There could be other Erikas that are blind, but obviously it's like I don't. Again, coincidences don't exist. But something that immediately grabbed my attention to the point where I was like, hold on, this might be real. Is this line right here.
American blonde, voice like a scalpel. She never touched the children, she just priced us.
Not yet.
Club Paradise. That's what they call the shipping containers behind the PX.
Club Paradise. That's what they call the shipping container behind the PX. I don't know about y'all. I don't know what that is, right? Outside a shipping container. And I'm a normal person that doesn't deal with anything in that industry. So when she said Club Paradise, a shipping container behind the PX, I was like, whoa, that's awfully specific. I feel like she might know what she's talking about. I had to research and pull up what was the PX. What is the PX? And the PX was something exchange. I forgot what the P is. I literally had it pulled up, but it was on my phone. I don't even know where my phone at. What the heck? Where is my phone? But it was like it's like a military exchange, a store. So she said Club Paradise was a shipping container behind the PX. Very specific, a military exchange store. And I just thought, oh, well, there's the military base, right? The military base that we just got done listening to with these different articles. And now she's saying the shipping container behind the PX. I just thought that was very specific.
Headlights, padlocks, a jukebox playing American rock while children screamed. 8-year-olds, 12-year-olds.
Post exchange, thank you.
Some so drugged they didn't know their own names. Officers in flip-flops, local tenants on leave, lobbyists and politicians from DC with wads of cash. They paid by the hour, sometimes by the pose. The orphanage's cut came in 8 crates. Peaches on.
Oh man, I didn't even think about the sound. Oh my gosh. That's tough. Oh, that's tough. Whatever. Let's roll with it. Let's roll with it. And then whoever catches the video tomorrow, which is obviously not going to be y'all, whoever catches the video tomorrow, this will probably be cropped out because they'll probably copyright it.
On top, blood money below. Andrea was 9. Came to us after her village burned. Gap between her front teeth, ragdoll stitched from an old Red Cross blanket. Erika took one look and said, "That one's premium export." She called us invoices. I was scrubbing the floor right outside her office. The door was open a crack. I heard every word. One night, the colonel rolled up in a Humvee.
What colonel? What colonel?
Dust still spinning off the tires. She met him on the porch with iced tea and that smile that doesn't reach her eyes. She told him Romania was just the test run.
That was an interesting line. Romania was just a test run. Because if we do our research on the timelines, this was kind of like a brand new project going on in Romania where the military was there now and they were doing something. And all of these different people were going to Romania testing stuff out. So when she said the test run, I was like, that was really interesting because it was a test run. Not officially for like trafficking, but other stuff. So I thought that was kind of specific as well.
Cheap real estate, no questions, perfect. Next stop, Fort Bragg, then Pendleton, maybe even so. Orphanages tucked inside every base perimeter. She called it adoption acceleration. Said half of Congress are pedophiles. Said congressmen would cut the ribbons while their wives posted the photos. By the time anyone noticed kids disappearing, the trail would be cold and the donations already laundered. Same week, she was on a satellite phone, laughing low, telling someone in Tel Aviv the blonde boy had gone for $25,000. A politician in DC wanted twins, no older than 10, faces unmarked.
I know, and y'all heard her say the satellite phones, right? They laugh about them Egyptian planes. The Egyptian planes, when they turn on their transponders, it's a satellite phone. She's familiar with satellite phones now. I don't know if y'all peeped that. Erika is very familiar with satellite phones. So when she said satellite phone, and other people can have satellite phones too. So, you know, I just thought, interesting. Okay.
She quoted 30 each if he wired it the same day. Then she dropped her voice and said the real money was Ukraine, not for the kids alive, for the kids liquefied. That's the word she used, liquefied. They'd load the ones nobody wanted, the biters, the sick, the ones who cried too loud, into white vans before dawn. Destination, a clinic outside Odessa. White coats, no names. They'd keep the kids on glucose strips, draw a pint every 3 days, sell the plasma to burn units, the whole blood to rich people who think it keeps them young. $8,000 a liter. Andrea knew it too. She whispered it to me through the window one night. They say if I don't smile pretty, I'm next for the needles. I slipped her a razor blade inside a bar of soap. She sliced her own wrists just deep enough to scar, to drop her price. Erika was furious, sent her to the containers anyway. Damaged goods still rent. Andrea crawled out at 14 with a busted jaw and a USB sewn into the hem of her dress. Photos, logs, a voice memo of Erika laughing about details so sickening I can't bring myself to repeat them. Andrea found.
I know she passed that part already, but when she said liquefied, that was another time where I was like, she's very specific. She's naming off things that not too many people would know and understand, and understand the process, what that even means. I'm a normal person. I have no idea what somebody being liquefied is. I could be an amateur to it, but that whole description of liquefying kids just because they're not the ones that you want to sell off because they're biters or misbehave or this and that. I thought that was very interesting.
Last year, she said, I still have the lightning bolt scar where they stitched me after my first night in the containers. Want to see? She sent the picture. Underneath, she wrote, invoice number 1. We're in our 20s now. We found others who'd been through the same system. Different years, different bases, but the same details, the same fake charities, the same officials pretending not to see. That's when we started to organize. People think Romania is quiet about this, but it's not. Everyone here has heard rumors. Some journalists are still brave enough to publish the truth, even if their stories get pulled hours later. The public knows what's happening. They just need proof that can't be erased. That's what we're working on now. We've seen what happened with Jeffrey Epstein, how survivors refused to stay silent until
she's trying to get my page banned. She's saying all the red flags.
Till the system cracked open. We're doing the same. We don't want revenge. We want justice and protection for the kids still trapped in the system. Like we say in Romania, a lie has short legs. They can run for a while, but the truth runs longer.
So, I don't know about y'all, what y'all think, but again, I don't know if it's fake. I don't know if it's real. I don't know. When it comes to evil people, I tend to just believe them. I believe victims. I'm like, anytime somebody accuses Trump of doing something, I'm like, yeah, he probably did that. Them folks be doing some crazy stuff. So when, a part of me is like, yeah, I believe her. But if I'm, being unbiased, I'm going to say, I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's fake. However, I just thought it was very interesting that she said a lot of different keywords that only people in that industry would know. Some of the things I was like, what are you talking? That sounds like gibberish Spanish to me. But she was very specific with stuff. And I was like, a random person wouldn't just know how to say that. I wouldn't know how to come up with, we was in Club Paradise. That was a shipping container behind the PX. What? It sounds like you know what you're talking about. Yeah, these kids were liquefied because they were blah, blah. She named one of the girls. You're a premium invoice. These are things that don't come to my mind as a normal person. So if somebody's telling a testimony and they start saying stuff like that, I'm like, no, you know something. You know something. And I can't look past it. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to share that again. I shared that before, but that was definitely a very interesting testimony because it just sounded very accurate to what Erika was doing. And it also makes you just think how sick these individuals are that come up with like these different charities, organizations, whatever, that are supposed to help people. Like it's titled in a way that it's like, oh, we help people. But in reality, they just take those victims and send them right back into the system. Like they send them right back into trafficking, or they send them right back into some other work when they were supposed to be help. It's a different type of sick that I can't even really explain. Like you got Romanian angels, and it's some orphanage for the less fortunate. And these kids are thinking that you just gonna love on them because they don't have any parents. They're looking for somebody. They're looking for help. These people set these organizations up. They set these charities up, and most of the time, they name them after something involving faith. It's a manipulation tactic. It's always involving some type of faith. And this is the Romanian angels. And you set this whole organization up to help these kids just to get them and ship them right back off. That's a different type of evil. And it's the same thing when it comes to the girls that are that get, trafficked and stuff like that. And I forgot what home that was talking about with Candace and Barron. But they were talking about a home that sits on a lot of different acres or a lot of acres, and it houses those type of girls and women that have gone through things like that. But in reality, they just ship them back off. There's supposed to be this disguise and this undercover help center that's helping these victims, but they get them and ship them back. It's sick. It's sick. I don't know. Like when I think about it like that, I just can't even stomach it. Because it's like they're walking towards you like, hey, I'm here to help you. It's one thing to already be evil, but it's another thing to just, hey, I'm here to help you. Oh yeah, you were a trafficking victim. Oh, we have a place for you to help you get on your feet and all that. Like I'm here to help. They're already vulnerable. They already been in crazy situations. They thinking they're safe, and you get them and ship them back off. Man, it's crazy. But we'll see, man. We'll see. All of it's gonna get exposed. It's gonna get exposed. I think she's part of the elites, so we just gotta keep on putting our foot on her neck. It's just crazy to think about, though. And I don't really think Charlie knew any of this. And if he did, that's a whole nother conversation. But I do appreciate y'all listening. We got 100 people in the chat right now, 100 people in the live. Please hit the like button before y'all get out of here. Make sure you drop your state as well if you haven't yet. Y'all see the map right behind me. I'm putting down different pins for every state that everybody's listening from, trying to fill up this entire map. As you can see, we got a lot of action going on, crossing waters and countries and continents. So definitely do that. Hit the like button before you get out of here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 22K, and I appreciate all the support along the way. I will get to some of y'all's comments, and it won't be all comments right now. I gotta go through them as much as the best that I can. Let me see. Let me just say, when I researched her the first week when he passed, there was way more about Romania online. Yeah, they deleted absolutely everything about that woman. Everything. EK is a stakeholder in the water supply companies that are set to contract with the data centers. I wouldn't be surprised. That's crazy if that's true, but I wouldn't be surprised. Jay, where's your girl? Lisa knows. She hasn't been hitting you up to come on your show. I saw her post claiming that she retracted her post, claiming that Pick Gary posted was AI. Yeah, I don't know. She told me she wanted to do it this week. She want to get on the show. I left that completely up to y'all because I definitely respect y'all's opinion. And if that's something that y'all want to listen to, you know, at the end of the day, that's what matters. It's like, okay, what does the Yap community want to listen to? If the Yap community rejects you, Lisa, I can't control that. They're not trying to hear you. If they don't care and they want to hear you and hear you come up with some craziness, then we can do it. But it's up to y'all. I really like the way you deliver this content. I appreciate it. I really do, because it is definitely not planned or organized in a way. I just yap. So I do appreciate it, because sometimes I know I can yap for a while. And I know some people are used to the, you know, boom, 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 this is what we're going to talk about type of organization. But it's not like that over here. It's a different program. It's straight vibes over here. You cannot show false accusations and slandering theories about others and not reap something nasty. What is false that I said? I think we should start there. You tell me what is false. What did I lie about? Matt, what's going on? He probably gone now. The Black Line Brief. Appreciate you for joining, bro. Facts. If Erika ran an adoption agency, why doesn't she ever encourage anyone to adopt? I wonder. She was so heavy into little kids and then just randomly stopped. Now all of a sudden she don't want to help nobody. Now all of a sudden she don't want to promote adoption. Now all of a sudden she got millions of dollars now. Now all of a sudden she don't want to create charities that helps orphans in Arizona. And she don't got the excuse of, oh, I gotta see a Turning Point USA. I got a company to run. When Charlotte was around, you still wasn't interested in running different charities. And you had time. You still didn't want to do it. In 2018, Erika started working for that person's favorite realtor, moved foreign girls into Jeff's brother's apartment. Yeah, that's what we was talking about. Yeah. That is exactly why she got her real estate license, in my opinion. That's why she doesn't have any official listings, because she was doing some undercover work with that license. And Tyler Boyer literally has ties to Romania too. Yeah, we all seen those text messages. He was out in Romania having a good old time with models from an agency. You can't make this up. Plus, she has those tattoos, white ink used in a lot. Yes, yes. She talks about that. Those white ink tattoos. She was definitely affiliated with somebody. That's not normal amongst normal people. Maybe other people that are being identified as something. I went away for a while, came back. Jay still yapping. Do what you do. Man, I appreciate it, man. Yes. You know me. I won't stop yapping. I talk way too much. Man, you gotta be a op. You gotta be a paid op. Got to. I'm not even gonna acknowledge that. I'm just pointing it out that you gotta be a paid op. If Charlie had to choose his kids or his job, like which one would he choose? I think it's for sure kids. Bro, y'all are funny. I can't click them all, but I'm reading it. I'm skimming. Atlanta, Georgia, Delaware. Fake Blake Bednarz. What? Erika sells cat. I appreciate the dono. Thank you for supporting. That is a very interesting allegation. Have such a chill vibe. I really enjoy your channel. Thank you very much, Amber. I do appreciate you. Does anyone know the meanings of her rings and why she wears so many? I do not know, but I think I came across a few videos of her explaining. So it's out there if you do care enough. I think she does explain in a couple of different interviews what they mean and all of that. Cool. I didn't got to the bottom, and I will read the rest later on. I do appreciate y'all for joining again. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Daily Yap. Part 16. So thank y'all for listening and joining. We will be back on, what is today? Monday or going into Tuesday. We'll probably be back on today. You know, it's midnight for me, so we'll probably be back on today. But definitely turn your notifications on as well before you head out of here. That way you can be notified when we go live. But outside of that, I hope everybody has a great night, and I will see y'all on the next one.